Finally got this going. Okay. Have to get a little creative again here, guys. But we're working on it. Braden, how we doing, bud? You can't even find me. Trev? Oh, Ben, you have no idea how badly I wish I was. I really wish I was there. Blake? Dan, how we doing? Oh, this is really weird. Gary, trapping with Ralphie. Hey, it's been a little while, buddy. How we doing? It is hot here, guys. Man, it's miserable. We're hitting 90 degrees. I shouldn't complain. It could be worse, but it's warm. Oh, Trev, 24 Celsius during the day. What's that Fahrenheit? Probably close to 100, isn't it? Ben, you have no idea how bad I wish I was at the FTA event. I've reached out to a couple people that are there, and it sounds like attendance is down, but people are buying a lot of stuff, which is good to hear. 80-ish? That's not terrible, Trev. Braden, if it's dried, go ahead and throw it in the freezer, bud. If it's dried properly, the only thing you're going to have issues with are going to be beetles, and if it gets too warm, stuff like that. You don't have to worry about it going bad by any means. It's just the beetles, bugs. If you get it wet, it'll actually mold, things like that. But if you can, throw it in the freezer. If not, put it in a cool, dry spot. Ooh, Dan, 106. That's terrible. And if you hear my turkey outside gobbling, Dredger, plate of nachos. Oh, we went out to Pizza Ranch and ate tonight. My boy got a job at Pizza Ranch, so about once a week we go harass him, and he's just dishwasher busboy. But I'll be that dad that's like, hey boy, get over here, take these plates. Come on, boy, hustle up. Get some looks for some other people. They're like, this guy's an asshole, but it's all fun once I tell them who I am. So Ben 2.5s. I've never heard of 2.5s. Um, elaborate on that a little bit, would you, buddy? Oh, Briar, it's terrible up here. Terrible for me anyway. You know, we're upper 90s. It's terrible. Low water conditions, man. You think that'll affect your beaver down there, Dan? Mark Larson, how we doing, my man? It's been a little bit since I've seen you on here. Really, Trev? That's interesting. Oh, two parts to that. I gotcha. Yeah, it's terrible. I'm lucky enough that our DNR here knows trapping because he's a trapper himself, or at least he used to be. Uh, but it seems like a lot of our DNR don't even know much about trapping. Yeah, Braden, we've lost a few too, so it happens. Hey, Mace Hands, I appreciate it. Yeah, I tell you what, guys. So what I did today, um, after work, I had to go pick up some more pepper plants because ours keeled off. We had that little cold snap here a while ago, and it pretty much killed them off. So I went out and bought some. I know it's kind of late, but they're on sale. I kind of took the scenic route home. Ventured on some of my trap line, and I'll tell you what. I hope some of you guys are like this. It's not just me, but just the nostalgia of it, of going down these roads that some I've trapped new last year, some I've trapped for 10 years now. Just going down there and just the memories all hit me back. You know, that pine tree right there, that's where I caught a bobcat 3 years ago. That ditch down here, that's where I slipped and fell right on my butt, but we caught like 6 coon there in 3 days. Just those memories hit me back. And now that we got crops up, I'm seeing the crop rotations starting to, the wheels are turning in my head now. What are we going to do? How are we going to plan this out? You know, that piece over there looks good. I've never been over there before, and I'm seeing it for the first time. How can I work that into my system? How can I make it flow through there? Um, it's, I don't know. I hope I'm not the only one that thinks like that and has the nostalgia of seeing that stuff. Oh, Trev, that's awesome. Next gen's in here. There he is. How we doing, buddy? I'm sure he's getting the itch already too. Braden, that's a lot of fox. I do believe here in Iowa, fox are making a really good comeback. At least in my neck of the woods, there seem to be a lot of fox. I don't even target fox at all, but I'll catch plenty of my coon sets. Oh yeah, Ben, I'll have everything pre-staked. Matter of fact, I might even pre-stake all my equipment and not even be here the opening day this year. So that's definitely a gamble for sure, but we'll see. Yeah, exactly, Trev. Yeah, the trails and everything developing, it's cool. It's so awesome. Yeah, I'm curious, Ben. Is anyone here from Lawrence or like at the convention right now? I know Dale Billingsley's there. A couple other people that I haven't seen on here were, but I know Craig Sweet, the Iowa Trapper Association president. He's out there talking to him a little bit, and uh, I think he was out there. He went out there Tuesday, I think. So yeah, Donald, and I wouldn't disagree by any means, but I do know some people that it's a light switch. They can just turn it off and they're good. They don't even think trapping until all of a sudden October and flip, boom, and they're just gun ho, fully commit. I mean, just crazy numbers and crazy hard and drive into it, but they don't. They all summer long they don't even think about it, and to me that's crazy. I can't believe that. Todd, how we doing, buddy? Yeah, Trev, for sure. Oh, BJ. Speaking of that, shouldn't you be in the shop tonight? BJ's doing a lot of my tanning this year. Uh, you should check him out, guys. He's starting up a nice tanning business. He's got a nice new tumbler built that it went completely smooth. He had that tumbler up and the gear ratio and everything. The motor hooked up perfectly the first time. We're doing good, Todd. Just I'm kind of in that balancing act. I'm starting to tilt, you know, starting to focus more on trapping again. A lot seems early to a lot of people, but uh, just seeing those crops come up and the rotations and everything's really got my blood flowing. I was actually talking to BJ about that a little bit ago in Snap, but um, like right now, so I always talk about planning, homework, do your homework. Right now, I'm expecting $7 gas. That's kind of what my go-to guess is, which means I'm going to be spending $120 to $130 a day in fuel. That being said, you're looking at 3 times what I did last year. So I'm trying everything I can right now to work as much as possible, bank up enough money to be able to run that. I love trapping and everything, but the last thing I'm going to do is trap myself out of being able to pay my bills, if that makes sense. I'm just gonna bank up that much more money. It's the market sucks, gas prices suck, but I love to do it, and I'm gonna hit as hard as I can, just like I do every single year. But to do that, I'm gonna have to do a lot more homework as far as earning money beforehand. I got a couple roofing jobs lined up. That should help out towards that, but just it's not all about just scouting and everything else. It's make sure your equipment's running, make sure the truck's in good shape. Have enough money to cover expenses. Rebel Beagle 64. How we doing, bud? Trev, yeah, I probably would need my winter coat there. Dan, they just now got there. I gotcha. I still got that 5X. Matter of fact, I found a few more 5X Coon I had laying around in the shop. That's awesome, Mark. Yeah, that is. It is. It makes you feel good. I actually had an instance today. We're eating at Pizza Ranch, and I had a gentleman come up to me and he goes, "Oh, dude, I love your videos." And honestly, it didn't even click. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this guy out of his mind? And then it finally clicked on me, like, oh, he's watching my YouTube videos. But it didn't even click to me because I've never seen that before. We chatted for a little bit, but he was in the middle of eating with his family, and I was in the middle of eating with my family, so we didn't really talk much. But pretty cool, Definitely a humbling experience. Oh, Braden, not a call, huh? Yeah, Todd, and that's the thing. As big as you're running too, you're gonna understand that. And some guys are just starting off. It might be a challenge. Heck, it's a challenge for me. Even last year, I struggled a little bit. I dipped into my funds a little bit more than I'd like to, and I take the time I take off of work for this is primarily unpaid. I'll burn like 1 week of vacation, and then 2 or 3 weeks of unpaid time off. So it's just it's part of the game, guys. I really hope people don't get out of trapping this year because of the market and the money. I completely understand it if some people do, but man, we're losing too many people. We got to find a way to stick together. Oh, Dredger, that sucks, buddy. BJ, yeah. Oh, I just had to give you crap, buddy. Todd, you headed out, buddy. Have a good night. Take care. I wish you luck this year, buddy. Hopefully, I'll be talking to you here pretty soon. Hey, if you're still in here, are you going to go to the NTA by any chance? Love to meet you in person, buddy. Yeah, Northern Trapper. Welcome in, by the way. Uh, that's just it sucks because even if a kid could go out and get $10 for a skinned raccoon right now, that would help us as trappers get youth involved. $10 to a 10-year-old, that's good money. At least in my neck of the woods, it is. And that's something like a fur buyer should, if they have a kid come up to them, they should take the hit and give them some money for it. I've even bought a few furs from some local kids 2 years ago that, I think I gave them $15 for a coon and like $8 for a rat or something like that. It's just crazy, but that kid, that smile on that kid's face, and he's going to go trap from here on out. I hope anyway. Good, Mark. That's awesome. Oh yeah, Trev. If people quit trapping, the nuisance work's going to be going crazy. Matter of fact, I've got a lot more calls this year than I did last year, even. Uh, and I don't even advertise. I don't advertise. I used to have a Facebook page for it, but now I don't do anything with it. Uh, Mostly because I don't have time because I'm working 56 hours for the last month, and I'll be working these next 2 weeks will be about 60 to 65, and then I'll work 56 all the way through probably mid-September, and then I'm going to start really focusing on scouting, getting gear ready. Yeah, Northern Trapper, absolutely, and that's one of the reasons why I want to start a garment line. Um, I'm hoping that in the next couple of years I can start the Iowa garment line, Iowa Trapper garment line. I don't know. I think that'd be cool. I got some people know who I am now. Start selling fur that I've made that came from a real trapper. I think that means a lot. At least it would to me. I'd love to buy a fur coat from a trapper or something like that instead of a guy in a business suit that never even sees the fur himself. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Rebel Beagles, yes, I will be at the NTA Saturday morning. I got to do the oh um, Alan up at Funky Trap Tags. He's put together a demo, a kids demo with dog proofs that I'll be kind of running, teaching kids how to use dog proofs, how to set them, where to set them, how to be safe around them. I'll be there doing that with him, and Alan is donating all those dog proof traps to the kids. Last year we had 52 kids, and I think he donated is either 3 or 4 per kid. Um, Pretty amazing, uh, pretty awesome. But I'll be there for that. But then I am probably leaving directly after that. Um, it's a 10-hour drive there, and my wife, her best friend, gets married Saturday. So I'm at least going to try and make the reception and haul tail back home. Exactly, Northern. Exactly. Yep. Yeah, Rebel. I just said that. Ben tempted to ride the horse. I don't blame you. Yeah, Trev. I even charge more than that. Typically, I'm right around that 225 if I'm going to come set a trap and catch a raccoon the next day. Um, I do like 175 for me to show up, inspect, and set, and then $50 an animal. Unless it's just a bunch of little pups that I can just hand pick up or something. Um, oh, NWCO. We don't call it that here in Iowa. Um, Here it's just I believe it's nuisance wildlife control operator. I believe. Um, what the heck does Iowa even call it? Here it's just wildlife control, or something like that. Trev, you're down to one class. Man, that's disappointing. We're actually the Iowa DNR is hosting a lot of classes this year. Don't quote me on these facts right now, but we are looking at 7 classes in Iowa starting August 4th. Um, and I think they go all the way into trapping season in November, all across the state. I've been in contact with the DNR. I won't say leading one of those classes, but I'll be the guy I've got the facility locked up. I'm setting up the curriculum and stuff like that. Um, Hopefully, get some more kids involved. I've already reached out on my personal Facebook page and to a couple of families that I know they have outdoor kids that have never trapped before, but they're interested. So they're going to show up. Funky Trap Tags is going to be donating traps again to the kids that show up to that. I've reached out to Mark Steck. He's going to be donating a few things to that as well. So it's good to see that, trapping houses, I mean, they're selling stuff, I'm sure, but it can't be as good as it was 30 years ago, obviously. Um, but they're still willing to help and donate and participate in this stuff, and that's huge. That's what we need. Yeah, right, Ben. Yeah, Trev. They did, I think, 2 last year, and they're going to expand that. Hey, Derek, how we doing? Yeah, Northern Track, but that's cool that you guys have that many classes. That's awesome. Uh, I was part of one a few years ago that they had here, and then they didn't have another one after that. Um, and I'm just glad that the DNR is open to this. And I think they understand, as the DNR, they know what these animals are doing, the damage that's being done to vehicles on the roads, to crops, the damage to themselves as distemper starting to pick up in a few counties. I've heard. I've been pretty lucky here. I haven't run into a whole lot of it, but I have had some. Fish and triggers, how we doing? Oh yeah, bud. I'll be down there. I'll be down there. Doing a demo Thursday on raccoon trapping, and then Saturday morning I got the kids cave where I'll be doing a dog proof demo for the kids. Chet Mason, how we doing, bud? Oh, it's just it's so hot and miserable, but seeing these crops start popping up, guys, it's got my blood flowing. Problem is, I work in -20, so heat pretty much kills me off. I hate it, but it really makes me want to go out and shop, start getting it ready, start getting gear set up. Um, but I know I'm a little ways out yet. Really wishing I was at the Fur Takers event right now. I'm not sure when I'll be leaving for the NTA. Uh, I think I'll probably be down there Tuesday evening, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Uh, just see if I can help out with anything. They always need volunteers to set up tables or to mark camping spots and stuff like that. And um, I'm more than willing to help out if I can. How am I coming through, guys? My phone, it looks clear, but on the computer I look pretty blurry. Trev. Man, Mark, and that's isn't that crazy? People don't look at that. People don't see that stuff. Um, I mean, I'm hoping some of you guys have seen it on Facebook. I've seen this video floating around. There's a raccoon stuck in this dumpster, and this guy reaches down to pet it, and it just bites the heck out of him. And it's like, seriously? Flintlock, how we doing, buddy? What do you mean? Like what my shop looks like, or what are you talking? Oh, BJ, it would be cool if I got into this. Uh, if I got into really getting the Iowa Trapper like garment line out, yeah, I would buy fur. I'd buy from all over the country if I started getting that going. Um, I don't know about Western Bobcats; they're probably a little bit out of my price range, but getting some marten, some wolves. Uh, I mean, just the black beaver in Minnesota. Um, just stuff like that would be so cool. I don't know, something about fur that just I'm fascinated by. Every time I come into this room, I pretty much don't leave here without, like, especially that fox in the corner over there. When I walk out of here, I just gotta pet it. It's just, fur is so awesome. Yeah, Trev, and that's the thing, and I'll say this right now too. Uh, a lot of people look at those people and be like, "You're dumb," that's stupid. Why would you think that? But a lot of these people literally just don't know any better. They've never seen gravel, anything. Everything's concrete. They hardly see trees, and that's all they know. Um, it's just it's just like if you grew up Amish at 30 years old, you'd never know how to drive because you've never been exposed to it. Uh, Things like that. So, and that those are the people that don't know, but have an open mind, are who we need to reach out to and show how this stuff works, how life works. That meat isn't grown in a grocery store. Um, that Mother Nature is cruel. She is a cruel bitch, and people don't see that. They don't. They think, like you said, everything's Disney, everything's fairy tale. No, they don't see that coyote that drags down that fawn and you know takes 2 hours to kill it. Things like that, and it's tough to, like, I hate seeing that stuff. Even as a trapper, I get called cruel and inhumane and all this stuff. I hate seeing an animal suffer, but I know with trapping, I don't have anything suffering. There's nothing inhumane about it, and I sleep good because of that. But seeing that raccoon with distemper, um, or seeing that that deer that barely got away from the coyote, but he's mangled so much he's not going to make it. Things like that. That does bother me. I cannot say that it doesn't. I mean, you guys can call me what you want, but I do not like to see animals in pain. And as my trapping is, I don't see that. I don't see pain in anything. It's just, it gets frustrating. Dan, they make a good vest. I might try that. My first plan is going to be hats. So, oh no, you're probably right, Flintlock. I do. I got to get it cleaned up a little bit. I want to get my traps out of the massive heap of cable and chain and trap that they're in. So, hey Ken, how we doing, bud? That's a good point, Dan. Um, I do plan this year. I am going to keep all of our muskrats, hopefully all of our beaver meat. Uh, I don't know if I'll stoop to coon yet or not, but uh, anything I catch is fresh. Absolutely. Um, I will do. I'll do whatever it takes, to make. And that's one thing. Literally, I was talking to the guys at work. I work here in Central Iowa. We got a lot of deer hunters, big deer hunters, uh, and we're both talking like, kind of glad that we have the skill set that we do. It's. I won't go into politics and where this world is headed right now because that's not what this live's going to be about. But I know if worst thing comes to worst, I can go ahead and hang a snare right now and have a deer tomorrow morning, and we have food, guaranteed. Um, not saying I'm going to do that. I'm not going to be illegal, but if everything came down to survival, I know I've got. I'm not going to say I'm the best, but I've got a fairly decent skill set that not everybody in this world has, just like many of you do. That we're going to survive. We're going to come out. So. Muskrat and beaver had a baby and a rabbit, like beef and rabbit had a baby. I love muskrat, and people look at that and they're like, muskrat, that's a rat, that's terrible. All it's doing is eating vegetation. They're amazing. They're really tender. It's awesome. Oh, Ben, are you at the? Is it the Pennsylvania one or the FTA right now that you're at? I want to say you're in Pennsylvania, aren't you? Don't quote me on that though. I'm terrible at remembering where people's at. See, Dan, I was told that beaver is too lean to do by itself. You had to mix it with pork or something. I don't know if I'm going to be buying any more dog proofs this year or not, though. I've bought out a couple people this off season. If my calculation's right, I'm probably close to 700 dog proofs, which is more than I need. Oh, okay, Ben, cool. How was it today? Can you share your take on it? Did you have a good time? A lot of vendors, a lot of people. Were people buying things? Uh, kind of curious, buddy. Fill us in. How was it? 80-20 with bacon ends. Huh, I like that. I've heard that they call it marsh rabbit. Man, I'd love to see some of those recipes, Trev. If you get a chance and you want to, don't be obligated to, but email me at the Iowa Trapper, the number 2 at gmail.com. I'd love to see some of those recipes because we've just always done it in stir fry. You just take the hindquarters off and you just get little chunks of meat like that. The front shoulders have a little bit too. There's we've just done stir fry really, and it's delicious. I mean, it's so tender meat, but people. Okay, so that's something to be said too. Just like we're talking about those people with raccoons that don't know any better. They think it's Disney. They can go pet this raccoon. People think of muskrat, rat. They're scared of eating it. They think disgusting. They think nasty. Try it. Try it once. I dare some of you guys to go out and try some muskrat. I'll bet you'd be very surprised. Yeah, BJ. Yeah, you better get some stuff done. I'm expecting to see some tan fur coming from you this week. I want to see what some of this stuff looks like. I know you got your big tumbler up and ready, rock and roll. Uh, Ready to see you start pumping out some fur, man. That's gonna be pretty cool. So yeah, and plus it's 9 o'clock, so someone your age should probably get to bed. I understand. Love you, buddy. Northern Trapper, I'd love to see one of your fluffy pale coyotes. That's awesome, Ben. And Dale is a great guy. I encourage you guys. Um, Look up. He's not in here tonight, but Billingsley Brand Lure. Um, I'll type it out for you. I believe that's how you type it. Um, Dale Billingsley has done trapping videos, like public videos that you buy from trap houses. Had some pretty serious, amazing seasons, trapped all across the Midwest, southern states, and he's just getting into YouTube, and he is sharing some amazing videos right now, guys. Like otter locations, bobcat locations, sets that he uses for otter was one he did the other day. Stuff that's way above my skill set. I'm pretty much just a coon trapper, but the stuff he does, really should check it out. He's one of the older generation that's really been there, done that, and now he's really seeing the importance of sharing stuff with our youth. Not many are. Not many of those guys like to share things, and he is. So definitely check out his channel, guys. I've learned a lot from it already, and he's just getting going. So, oh, I'll bet Northern Trapper. I'll bet, bud. That's crazy. Do you guys? So, Southern Alberta. Do you guys have wolves? And if so, is there a threshold of where coyotes go and then wolves start, or do they intermix pretty well? That's awesome, Ben. I, that makes me so happy seeing that people are helping out our kids and getting traps in their hand. Hey, there you go, Dan. I really appreciate you sharing the link. check that out, guys. Subscribe to Dale's channel. You won't be disappointed with what he puts on there. Hey, Jeremiah. Oh, you're not late, buddy. You're just on time. So, yeah, Trev, I knew that. Kind of like the coyotes and fox around here, but we still catch a few fox in coyote areas and coyote and fox areas. So I didn't know if there's like a, you only catch coyotes to this point and then fox from here on out, or do they somewhat intermix throughout the, well, I won't say state, Providence? Off the hook. How we doing, buddy? Welcome aboard. No fishing pun. Yep. Okay, Northern Trapper. That makes sense then. How big are your wolves up there on average? What would be a fair, decent sized wolf weight wise? I'd love to get a wolf pelt in here, but I'd feel terrible hanging something in here that I didn't catch myself. So the only thing in here that's not mine is that weasel. That is the only thing that's in this room that I did not catch myself. That makes sense, Trev. That does make sense. Ben, you had to go there. Well, I'm glad you had a good day at the convention, buddy. I hope you learned some stuff. Those demos, they always have some top-notch trappers in there, so. Off the hook. Oh, shoot. 90-pound wolf. Man, that's crazy. Ben, I think it's upstairs in my wife's room. I still got to get hooks on those things, too. But I haven't had time. I've been working so much, man. But we'll get them out there. Still Wells, how we doing? Just trying to take in a little air conditioning tonight. Man, it's hot out. Man, Northern Trapper, that's still a big animal. A pup wolf at 65, 75 pounds. I mean, we get a big coyote here. It might go 40. Alan Luck Outdoors, how we doing? Yeah, it's crazy. Like, even our fox, they look so big on the hoof, and they're like 15 pounds tops. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. But that BJ that was just in here, he's doing a lot of tanning for me this year. Between him and Sleepy Creek here in Iowa, I'll be kind of splitting everything. I'm getting tanned, but be getting a lot of stuff tanned and hopefully start making garments here soon. Tomorrow, high of 68. Wow. I'm jealous. We were at 91 today. I think it's 90s all week, and then next Tuesday I saw like 103. So summer kind of came and just slapped us right in the face. I don't even want to know what's going on in there. My boy has a buddy over, and my 5-year-old's harassing both of them. Hey, Blakely's, how we doing, bud? Oh, Blakely's, that's too damn hot. I don't handle heat, not even a little bit. Yeah, Flintlock, doesn't that suck? Oh, man, that's disappointing. I can't remember what it was. It wasn't my big beaver, but I had one that was really good, like 64 or 65. I shipped it off and I got like $11 for it. I was like, I should just hand it for that kind of price. Yeah, off the hook, no doubt. Blakely's, that's pretty much what I've been doing. You know, I'm working right now 6 days a week, 56 hours a week. Other than conventions and us going on a family trip next week, that's pretty much what I'm doing all the way to September. I figure by then it's going to cost me $120, $130 to fill my truck up every day for trapping. Better make the money while I can. Yeah, Bill, I sold almost all of them. Not all of them. Oh, Mama's going to come in and say hi. You dropped it.
That's okay.
What are the kids doing? Being good?
So far, it seems like it.
It's like 75 degrees in here and she's in a blanket.
I always want my blanket.
Big coyotes, 50 pounds, man. That's huge. We're talking about the wolves up north go 120 pounds.
Wow.
That's like 2.5 Dixies. Seriously, Ottercat, you don't say a single word this entire time. She shows up and...
Hi, Ottercat.
Trev, unfortunately, you will not see my kids on my channel. Not like I don't trust people on here, but there are so many people in this world that I just, yeah. We decided it's best to keep, especially our daughter, out of this.
Yeah.
No one was commenting nearly this much for you either. Maybe I should just let you take over.
Just come make sure you're behaving yourself.
Yeah, I'm always behaving myself. All my clothes are on. It's good. Yeah, Dan, it's not looking promising. It's not looking promising at all.
Why did you do the setup like this today?
Because when I go through your phone and do it on the computer, everyone says I'm completely blurry.
Oh.
Like, I'm assuming I look like that.
That's odd.
But so I go on my phone and then read the comments on the computer. So
that's unfortunate.
We're kind of Jimmy rigging it, I guess.
We need to figure out our internet issues.
Yeah, we do. Trev, I got a feeling I'm not gonna say I won't, but this time of year I probably wouldn't even need to coat up there.
I'll bring a blanket.
He's in Alberta. Blakely's, I averaged, shoot, the skins themselves was $530. But I had to sell some green. I didn't get them all finished, which is disappointing. But overall, with all my markets, like 10 and some change, I think. So a lot of people said hi to you. You can at least acknowledge them.
I said hi to Ottercat. Oh,
and Mark.
Mark, hi, Mark.
She's stuck up. She's not gonna talk to people.
What?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't hit me again.
I'm not stuck up.
So, Ottercat, you started scouting some mink locations yet? Oh, wow, Trev.
Moving to Prince Edward Island? That sounds fun.
Do you know Ed?
Ed?
Prince Edward.
Oh, jeez. Dork. That was a dad joke, I would say.
God, I'm making more dad jokes every day.
North of Maine, that would be fun.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Blakely, it's tough. I mean, who knows where it's going to be this year. I'll just be happy just to move some stuff.
Be happy when it's out of the garage.
Most of it's out of the garage. I just got stuff to send to BJ to get tanned. Lobster? Oh, man. That'd be awesome, Trev.
I'm a seafood kid.
No, I am seafood 100% too. We love seafood. There we go. I'll head out there with you and we'll do some filming on how to trap lobster.
It looks pretty there. I'm Googling
You're
it.
Googling it.
Oh, yeah. Let us know when. I'll pack my bags. It's funny. His idea of an adventure is our backyard, and I'm kind of a gypsy. I would live 1 foot in a suitcase. I would go anywhere. This looks cool.
Is that what gypsies were known for?
They travel. That's what they do.
Guess I've been calling the wrong kind of female gypsies for a long time.
What?
Sorry.
Oh, they look neat. Oh, it looks so pretty.
Yeah, Trev, I bet.
What do you say?
His ex, her dad's a lobster fisherman.
Uh,
And now he's got to pay for it. I guess he can't get it for free anymore. Ah, see, that's why you got to be still on good with the family.
oh, that's cool. I always think you're happier when you're by water because we're made up so much of water. You just fit better.
Mm-mm. Nope.
I think so.
She's trying to get me to go hot air balloon ride. Mm-mm. Flintlock, we used to have that here. They did away with that, I want to say 4, maybe 5 years ago.
I remember when you had to get that.
Yep, yeah,
Mhm.
because we're married when I had to get that.
Yep.
DNR had to come and
Checked it out.
yeah, it's one of those things here that, like, so it's not really a law that was even enforced. But to be legal, I just called him and said, "Hey, come on out. I got first, still got." And he goes, "How many do you think you have?" And I'm like, "I don't know. At that time, it was, I think 300 or 400 left." He goes, "I'm gonna say 500. Here you go. Let's just make sure I cover them all." I'm like, "Oh, perfect." Oh man, Dan, that sucks, buddy. PEI. What's PEI, Northern Trapper?
Prince Edward Island.
Ah, I knew it was gonna sound stupid as soon as I said it, but
Should we add that to the list?
I don't know, Ed. It's his island. I thought he was gonna let me out there. Wow, $9 a pound right now for lobster. What is it at the store? Probably 25, 30.
I was gonna say, what do mushrooms go for here? Seems like.
Yeah, morel mushrooms. I saw people are selling oyster mushrooms now, so that might be something next year. I do, instead of a whole trapping adventure in the spring, we'll do a whole mushroom scavenger hunt. Yeah, Blakely's. I heard you're getting something down there. Yeah, we can too now, Dan. It's changed, so. What are the boys doing?
They were just hanging out in the living room, so I think they were hoping maybe play a game of pool with them at some point.
Yeah, when you're done here, I'll play some pool, though.
I will go to bed because I'm old and tired.
It's not even 9:40.
Yeah.
So, Mama here is going to be in Israel for, what, November 8th through the 18th?
Yep, for both mine and our boy's birthday, we'll be in Israel. Kind of cool.
Yeah, that'll be a trip for them.
Mm-hmm.
A long trip.
Yeah, our daughter is glued to me, so that's going to be tough. That'll be the longest I've been away from her. And my dog Maya, it's going to be really hard on her. It'll be good though.
Yeah. I'll be trapping.
Yeah.
When Mama's away, Daddy will play with raccoons.
That'll be good.
Yeah, Mark, I get it, buddy. I got to work tomorrow too. Sucks, but I pretty much worked every weekend here for a few weeks now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Flintlock. Um, Dale likes the 11s. He really does. He's kind of old school with things. Like, I don't even think he owns dog proofs, but he definitely knows what he's doing. So, but take care, Mark, and we'll catch you next time, buddy.
Mm.
I don't know about that, Trev. But literally, I mean, I started this channel, what, be 2 years ago now, roughly?
I think so.
It was the late summer, wasn't it, of 20? Convention.
I don't
The
remember.
Trapper Convention of 20, I think. So, right at 2 years now, and I've had a great time with it. It's so fun. Yeah, literally seeing you guys meet each other in the chat, talk it up. It's awesome. So we got to keep sticking together, guys, because we're dying out way faster than bringing new people, new youth into it. Northern Trapper, you take care, buddy. I probably won't be on here too much longer anyway, since Mama Bear's going to bed, and I'll play some pool with the boys. But yeah, Trev, absolutely. And that's the thing, it seems like outdoorsmen, we fight with each other so much more. Like, there's so many bigger fights, but yet coon hunters hate trappers, trappers hate coon hunters, trappers or deer hunters hate trappers, and it's just we're so individualized, and that's why PETA can come in and just pick us out one by one. But if we're all one strong army, they wouldn't have a chance. But it's just too bad.
It's fun to see some of the newer conventions popping up, though, or not all conventions, the gatherings.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good way to start networking again, and
Yep.
especially in the summer, kids need stuff to do. So
Yeah. Yeah, they do. We just had that. What they call it? The Southwest Iowa Trapper get together. We had, I think, 15 kids that all walked away with 4 dog-proof traps that knew nothing about trapping, and they showed up with their parents, and we had a good time. It was awesome. Flintlock. Yeah, I
you
don't.
wouldn't want to see his garage right now.
It's rough. It is rough. So I will do another video once I get some stuff cleaned up. My wife hates it, but I don't think it's that bad.
It's bad. It is bad.
You can still walk through it.
No, you can't.
Yeah, there is. You got to go around the table and over the pile, and
It's bad.
then you make it.
The beard makes.
Oh, this is pretty rough beard right now. I want to trim it up because it's hot, but I won't go. She's seen me clean shaved one time.
Our son's like, put it back.
Yeah, because we weren't even married at the time, were we?
No.
No, we'd only been dating a while, and I clean shaved, and I still remember at that time her son walked around the corner and looked at me like, "Who's this random guy sitting on the couch?" And yeah, now I'll always go with the beard because when I do shave it, I have one more chin than I did the time before, so that'll never happen again. Exactly, Dan. And there's so many old timers that are so hush hush still. But if they would just share things, like I talked about Billingsley, he's sharing all his, I won't say all because I don't know that, but a lot of his secrets, a lot of his tricks and techniques. And that's awesome. That's exactly what we need. Yeah. It'll get long. Trust me, it'll get long. Especially in November. I'm going to let it go all of trapping season.
No.
Flintlock, he just sent everything up and they just received them the other day. He shared that a little while ago. Sharing is caring.
Unless it's poison ivy.
Yeah. Yeah, so I got...
The video he posted, whoever commented,
Yeah,
that was
those-
poison ivy. You were right.
Yeah, with the
We
mushrooms.
both have it now.
I'm
So,
gonna go to the bathroom real quick. You hold down the fort.
boy.
Yeah, I gave her some poison ivy. I gave her my poison.
You gave it to me when we were dating too.
Yeah, I did.
The beard is scratchy. I always tell the people at work when he shows up, if you see the homeless man, just know it's probably my husband if he's asking for me. How bad is this shop? It's terrible. It still stinks like skunk. It's so bad. Last year I helped him clean it out, but this year I decided he's on his own. I'm not helping with it. So it's bad. He's not homeless, he's misunderstood. Something like that. Our dog likes to go in his shop and roll around in the dead. And it's not even dead anymore, it's just stuff. So it's bad. My parents will stop by and friends and they're like, "What's that smell?" And I pretend I don't know, and I really know it's his garage. That's how bad it is. So
What happened?
nothing.
You're laughing. Something happened.
Nope. I'm
Making
just
fun of me
answering.
again?
No, just answering questions.
Oh, let's see what these questions are. That's gonna be
just
good.
one. Just one.
Flintlock. That's the question that she answered. It wasn't that bad.
It's bad.
Trev, I am misunderstood. I get confused for homeless all the time.
No, you don't.
Beards. Actually, I do have some poison ivy over here too. So. That did suck. I remember seeing the comment on there, but I can't remember who posted it. Like, that was
so
poison
funny.
ivy.
You were right.
And the next day, I was like, I'm fine. 2 days later, I'm like,
Yeah. And I came home from a girls' trip and I got it right away and I said, "So where else have you been putting your arm? Because I'm going to
yeah,
Clorox wipe the heck out of this house."
yeah, that was my bad.
Uh-huh.
She still loves me, though. She has to.
Mm-hmm.
You have to.
I have to.
It's the rules. You sign the paper. Through sickness and unhealth and poison ivy and trapping season.
I don't think that was in the agreement.
Well, it was.
I don't remember that. No, the first time you gave me poison ivy was when we were dating. And I blamed the dog. And it turned
I
out
should have
it
let
was
it
you.
let it
Yeah.
just be the dog.
Mm-hmm. I
That's
thought
just-
the dog ran through something and I carried it and somehow got it on my arm.
I need help with my slinky, Dad.
Wait, no, bring it here. You got it.
Uh-oh. What happened to your slinky?
What did he show in the last What did you show in the last live? That was so distasteful. Flintlock, when I walk through the timber and look for leaves of 3, though, I swear everything has 3 leaves. I'm the worst. But I find poison ivy
That's
very
just
quickly,
broke, baby.
apparently.
That won't bend back.
Bring it here. Let me look at it. I bet you I will fix it. Oh, dang. Maybe
Yeah,
not.
no, I don't think so. That one's broke.
Babe, how did you do that?
Otter cat, those are mushrooms. That's what he's talking about.
What?
The mushrooms we did.
Yeah, what about them?
Apparently, they're very distasteful.
Oh, why is that distasteful?
Yeah.
I help cook them.
Yeah. So you're saying my wife's a bad cook?
Hmm,
Is that what we're getting out of Otter cat?
that's hurtful.
Yeah. I'd be mad.
Ottercat, I like you.
You shouldn't anymore.
Okay, it's closer. You just gotta be gentle with it, alright? Go bug the boys. I think.
You know what's funny,
Jen's on.
Flintlock, is I never really got poison ivy. Actually, until I got married, pretty much. That's when things went downhill as far as me getting poison.
Wow.
I never got poison ivy, like, ever before that. Hey, A&C, how we doing? Hey, Evie, how we doing? Good to see you. Yeah, but I hate that stuff. I mean, I got it. It was just right through here, and then it's kind of wrapped down around and underneath, and now it's just a mess. I touched it.
Peppermint oil has helped dry mine out. It definitely helps. They say eucalyptus and peppermint oil.
I just scratch it until it bleeds if I can, and then put bleach on it.
Mm-hmm.
Take some
In
steel
the
wool.
last live, not the shroom vid, you did something distasteful.
Uh-oh. What'd I do? I don't remember. It's been a long time ago.
You're gonna get in trouble.
I probably am going to get in trouble. Sure it was me and not her.
I wasn't in the last live.
Still didn't mean to do anything distasteful.
Hmm. No, I'm itchy.
Well, don't itch it.
Well, you're the one that
Don't
started
itch it.
I'm gonna itch
Stop
around
itching.
it. I'm gonna itch around
Don't
it.
itch it.
I'm gonna itch it on your
Don't itch
face.
I already got it on my face.
I know. Let me even it out. I'll put it on the other side.
Yeah. Let me even yours out. I'll put it on the other arm.
No. Ew. Do you have it on that side that I touched?
Oh, yeah, I got it on that arm too. So wipe it on my shoulder. This is just going to get passed around. Just.
He showed us part of his body. Oh no. What are you doing?
Oh, did I let a nip slip? I bet that's what it was.
You know, I knew you got popular too fast. That's what you're doing on the other side of this video. Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't pay for crap, so. Yeah, Dennis, I sold pretty much everything here. When did I go on that road trip?
It's been
A month
while,
ago? A month and a half?
It's been a while.
Probably about 6 weeks ago. Trev, it's literally in high school, I used to be able to eat it. And my buddy Jimmy, who's active in the Air Force in Alaska now, if the wind blew out of the right direction, he would catch it sitting in his living room.
That's me too.
Literally. But just recently, these last, probably 5 years? 6? Well, we were dating when I got it the first time.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotten bad. Hey, Jeremiah, I'm totally fine with that. I don't care. The way I look at it, if you got an injury or something like this, if you put something on it and it burns, it's got to be good.
Yeah, Trev, he used to eat it. He was bright like that.
Yeah, I was different. But hey, you married me, so what's that make you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just kidding.
Wow.
Just kidding.
Like, literally, I just could not get it. And then, I don't know, things changed, and now I can. I know I got sumac several times at our old house.
Yeah, because it grew up the air conditioner.
Yeah, that was bad.
Mm-hmm.
But, no, I don't. Literally, I'm thinking next year, though. I keep seeing people selling these oyster mushrooms online.
You're going
And-
to do that?
I really might get, if I could find 45, 50 trees, and just harvest them every time it grows on them. That's some good money. So,
Oh, so you're getting older now.
that's my excuse, yes.
You're putting the bathroom so I can go sleep.
Hey, Maya.
Bye.
She needs assistance. I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh yeah, Trev, definitely. Definitely. You know, I'm only 34 years old, but I can definitely tell you I've changed a lot in a negative way just from 25. You know, things hurt more in the mornings, got to stretch in the mornings, things of that nature. But yeah, I didn't think poison ivy or something would be something that, you know, just develop over time, but it sure did. But anyway, It's just frustrating. I hate it too, but I'll tell you what, getting poison ivy is almost worth that soothing feeling when you can put it under scalding hot water and almost let it boil. It feels so good. Ottercat, it gets worse. I'll tell you what, Ottercat, I'm really looking forward to meeting you at the NTA. There's 4 or 5 people that I know that on my channel that are going. I'm really looking forward to meeting, so it'll be a good time. What's over there, Trav? What do you got? That's pretty cool. You're going to Prince Edward Island, man. That's pretty neat. Flintlock, yes, I will. I didn't do it last year. I did not. I try to do it every year, but if I miss a year, it's not a huge deal for me. I will take my dog proofs and I will dip them. I like Formula One. I used to use the Dakota line dip, but it gunked up stuff a little bit more than I like. So my DPs, I'll put Formula One on them. And a raccoon, your first catch, will take most of that coating off, except for the springs. Those springs is where I want that dip to go, because it'll help seal moisture out of them. And for me personally, that's the only thing I worry about. They can shine the whole trap up and make it look shiny a second. I don't care, as long as those springs don't get rusty. That's really my only. Really?
She was whimpering. What?
Nothing. Oh, Trav, it can't be that cold. Good, Ottercat. Hey, Dale, we're just talking about you here a little bit ago. Talking about you starting your YouTube channel. You know, who was it? I think Dan shared it with everybody. Definitely something to check out his channel, guys. A guy that's made trapping videos, really knows his stuff when it comes to pretty much every species. You know, he's covered many states trapping, and he's recently started sharing videos of locations for otter and bobcats and set types, and definitely something that he needs to get more subs for, because if you want to learn trapping, he's going to be the guy to do it. So but yeah, absolutely, Dale, that's awesome stuff. And you know, that's something I can't bring to the table. And you know, I'm pretty much a raccoon trapper, but if people want to learn all around trapping, and the videos you've made so far is pretty awesome, buddy. Pretty awesome. Just keep it up, because our youth needs that. Ottercat, she basically does have an Arctic fox. She's, what kind of dog is she, honey?
American Eskimo.
American Eskimo. Basically, she's this really short-legged, really poofy dog. Kind of like me, just as a dog version. Trav, negative 25 in the winter. Alright, so it's chilly. I'll bring a hoodie. Yeah, Dan, and if I was underwater stuff, I probably would too. It wouldn't matter to me.
No.
What did you know?
Oh my gosh, Dixie. Something's wrong with the door. It's not staying. The dog bumps her nose and pushes the door open. Can't get it shut.
I've got it now.
I don't know why it wasn't working.
Shut. Shut.
I don't know.
This poor thing hates me.
But I love her. What are you doing? It's not a tick.
Yeah,
No,
it's a skin.
I think it's a tumor. Like
No, that's just a bump under the skin.
she's had these bumps around her. I don't know. Like fatty. What do they call them? Fatty tumor.
I don't know. Yeah, I've never heard of it, but that's I don't know. Oh yeah, Flintlock, 100%. Like today, so I took a forklift job day. I drive around basically negative 20 all day at 8 miles an hour, and I'll have bibs on, a coat and a hoodie, boots and a hat, gloves.
And I would die.
And yeah, she would be 15 layers and still probably die in an hour. Hey, thanks, Dan. Thanks for sharing Dale's page here again. But I mean, maybe you can fill us in a little bit, Dale. How is the FTA convention out there? I know you're set up, and I know I talked to you a little bit earlier, but pretty. You said a little bit lower attendance, but people are actually buying stuff, and they seem motivated to trap this year. It sounds like so. It's hotter than the angel hell here. Yeah. I don't know what is out there, Dale, but it's pretty terrible here.
Yeah, my is not a fan. She's too floofy.
Yeah.
Even her feet, like, I don't know if you can see it, how furry her feet are.
Yeah, she's a furry puppy.
I love it. She's so snuggly.
Yeah, she had some kind of male human give her a pretty rough life before she got her from the Humane Society, and we've had her for almost 2 years.
2 years in October.
2 years in October, and she still will not let me. If my wife wasn't holding her, I couldn't touch her. She'll only go to my wife. So low attendance, but no tire kickers. People seem like they're going to trap this year. Good.
No humidity, Trev says. That'd be nice.
Oh, that would be awesome.
When I walk outside, my glasses fog up.
Yeah, no doubt. Like it's bad. Hey Jesse, how we doing, bud? Yeah, Dale. A little bit later, you should try to do some lives. I'd be happy to help you along the way too. It's something that new people could really ask you individual questions, and it's pretty awesome. Which obviously, I mean, you see how this works, but it's kind of cool to interact with these people. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, like I said, Dale, I'll be happy to help you. Definitely need to check out his page, though, guys. I mean, how long you been trapping, Dale? And how many states have you covered? I know you've got one regular beaver trapping video out, as well as a nuisance beaver trapping actual. I've got the VHS set because I'm that old, I guess. I have VHS still. Hey, Brad Moore's in here too. Talk about another top trapper in my books. Jesse, what's your plans for this year? What are you thinking of doing, buddy? Talk to us. What's your plans? What's your ideas, strategies? I'll bet Brad's drinking. He only gets in here when he's drinking. Yeah, Dan, that probably been helpful for me. I was never actually on a panel until shoot, what was my first panel? Oh, Reef Robber. That was my first panel here just a few weeks ago. The cost is redonkulous. Yeah, that's too bad, Trev. Awesome, Shane. Awesome, thank you. Raccoons earlier than coyotes with snares. So that was kind of my strategy last year. What I wanted to do, I wanted to focus on coon first, wait till we got snow, and find those coyote crossings. And then really hit a good coyote line once we got snow, and I could learn and figure out so much more. Big mistake for me. I was basically running my same road line twice and not producing coyotes very well. So I should have just done it all at once, where I knew where most of the coyote crossings were. But yeah, just frustrating.
Flintlock has the itch for mink now. That's funny.
Good, Flintlock. You can join the party.
But Justin won't.
Isn't it your bedtime? Brad, yes. Oh, it's good seeing you here, bud. Hopefully, I'll get to see you at the ITA at least. I'm assuming, Brad, that you're not going to the NTA, or are you going to get some time off work? Bat jobs should be kind of slowing down right now since they got young ones for you, don't they?
Baby bats.
You would not like baby bats.
They would be cute.
Hopefully, we are going to be getting a baby skunk here before too long, if everything works out.
I would be thrilled.
170 Canadian, Trev, or US? I used to trap, but in Oklahoma, dogs and tea lights went out. I get it, Shane. Yeah, Jesse, and that's why I've found several on my normal road line, but that snow I have learned so much from. You get a fresh snow. If we could get 2 inches of snow that will last 2 days, and you drive that, you will learn so much. I know I have anyway. And if hindsight 2020, if I'd ran my whole line marking those trails where I saw, and it was just one, it'd be like 4 or 5 sets of coyote tracks crossing every time.
When are you going to start prepping? When you can actually get into the garage?
My garage is not that bad.
Yes, it is.
You're probably right, Shane. 100%. No, Shane, I never have. Never have. Oh, it's starting to pick up now, Brad. I gotcha.
Garage equals man land.
It is that.
Oh, it's terrible. You getting hot?
It is hot in here.
She's acting like it.
I touch her though, she'll quit panting. Because she hates me.
She's smelling you. Do you smell poison ivy?
Lick it, then lick Mom.
Thanks. I can still hear. I figured she'd crash.
Yeah, I can't believe Grace is awake.
She took a power nap on the way into town, and then when the boys were in the car, she just was back.
Jesse, there's a small chance that I will not actually be in the state of Iowa on our opening day. I might have a trapping adventure that, if it works out, I would hate to miss opening day in Iowa, but it's kind of something that'd be on my bucket list. The only thing really that's on my bucket list as far as trapping goes. So if it was to work out, it'd be great. But otherwise, I'm just going to hit coon as hard as I can for the amount of time that I can. You know, like I said, gas, I'll probably spend $120 a day in gas. So I have to, don't shake your head. I'll have to limit what I do a little bit. Yeah, Trev, here in Iowa, I mean, we've got, I don't know of many huge coyote guys, but I know of a couple that'll hit 100 a year. It does seem like the thermals and stuff like that is really taking off, and a lot of guys are really doing well, hitting big numbers with them.
No, Alaska is not the one on his bucket list.
No, Trev, there's no way in heck I'd be able to do that right now.
I have a friend that's there. She's spending 2 weeks in it. It's
Really?
beautiful. I should show you some of the pictures.
You should see some of the snaps that Jimmy sends me.
Yeah, it is. It looks like she's having an awesome time.
Brad, Mr. YouTube stuff. What the hell, man? Come on. We're past that. Oh, nice, Shane.
Where's Shane from?
Yeah, where you at, Shane? I'm assuming you're down south somewhere. If you got hogs, probably down around Texas, Oklahoma. That's just my guess. You don't have to give exact details, buddy. Just kind of curious where you're from. Brad, what's your plans for this year? I talked to Dale. I know he's going to try to hit things hard. Oklahoma.
Otter cat.
That's go time for bat season. Because I know when they have their little ones, you don't want to go after them.
Don't mess with babies.
Yeah, it's a bad time.
That was weird.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
You poisoned my drink?
You made it yourself.
I guess. There's no Mick here.
I thought it was funny.
Okay, Shane, so you're in Oklahoma. You by any chance know of any of those like big hog lot or not hog lots, those big cattle farmers that have the dead pits? That would be cool.
What's a dead pit?
Like the big cattle operations, the guys that have 10, 20,000 cattle. If one dies for some reason, they just have a pit they throw it in, and it just.
I found out that the rendering truck around here doesn't come. He doesn't do it anymore.
How do you know that?
A coworker had some cows die. Did you hear about the cows in, was it Kansas?
Mm-mm.
Like thousands of cows died just randomly in Kansas recently.
I've never heard of that.
Let me pull that. It was really weird. They're saying it was heat related, so I'm sure beef is gonna skyrocket.
Oh, I'm sure. Wow, Brad, you're admitting that. That's awesome. I love to see your weasel catch. Oh, that's cool, Dan. That's awesome. Shane, I used to bow hunt. Years ago, I used to be, I won't say big into bow hunting, but I did some bow hunting. I learned real quick when I got into trapping hard that I could not bow hunt hard and trap hard. Kind of like my dad, actually, when he was younger, he said he was into bird hunting and bow hunting. And as he grew in both of them, he realized he could only do one of them full time. So
At least 2,000.
2,000 cows. Well, that's not terrible then.
It's still bad.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
2,000
bad.
cows?
Bring beef up a couple cents.
Why not? Everything else is expensive. Crazy. $130 beaver for bounty? I don't know if I've ever heard that you can do a bounty for beaver either. $12.50 per tail. At one time, I think there was a bounty. So, didn't we have a bounty for something back in the day? Was it raccoons?
I don't think we've ever had
No?
a bounty in Iowa. South Dakota does right now.
Judith and Dan said they had a bounty for 130 beaver.
Wow.
$12.50 per tail for beaver.
See, and that's what's fun. Actually, so Iowa in the northwestern part of the state, maybe just western part. They have bounty at $50 a tail.
For beaver?
Mhm.
Holy Moses. That's crazy.
Which would be awesome, but not in this area.
Somebody got the turkey going.
Oh, Shane, I get it. Drink low. I get that 100%. Really, Billingsley? I did not know we had bounty on fox.
Oh,
That's crazy.
he went down.
Poof dog went down.
I don't know. Put her down and see if she's okay. Grace left her. Jingle bells.
Mm-hmm.
Just bad prices and disappointment.
Yeah, Trev. Trust me, I get it. I get it. Yeah, to be honest with you, Dan, I probably would too. I don't know. I just can't walk away from it.
He's addicted.
I can't say I'm not, but rather be addicted to this than cocaine or heroin or. Actually, those would probably be cheaper. To be honest with you. That's crazy. Did you meet them, Dale? I know O'Gorman, but I've never heard of George Good. Probably something's embarrassing. I probably should, but I've never heard of him.
$100
Wow.
That's insane.
Jesse, what do you have to turn in for that? Do you have to give them the whole beaver, or can you at least get the caster out of it? I know Minnesota, seems like up in Minnesota that you guys have beaver like we have raccoons. Just everywhere. The feet, oh yeah. So you get the fur, the caster, you can sell the tail, the meat, everything.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, Brad. I never thought of that. Because you do have to fill out quite a bit of paperwork for the beaver, and has to be in certain areas and everything. You're probably right, Ottercat. I feel embarrassed I don't, but wow, yeah. So George would have died when I was 1. I have not heard that name before, so I apologize, but I haven't.
Have to look him up.
Really, Dale? That's crazy. That's too bad. Yeah, Jesse, I get that. Well, if you guys want to learn about beaver, check out Dale's page. He's definitely the beaver guru. I'm having fun with it, but I'm still learning beaver. Sorry. I couldn't help it.
Oh dear. Alright, I'm gonna go check on kids and get the little girl to bed.
Yeah. It's 10.
Thanks
So-
for letting me crash
Yeah,
your
anytime, honey.
party.
Anytime. So, Mom was going to get to bed.
Mm-hmm.
I probably won't be too much farther after you since I got to work in 7 hours.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
All right.
Thanks for letting me rest.
Yeah.
You haven't done one. When was the last collab you've done? It's been a while.
3 weeks ago, probably. Give or
I'm
take.
surprised they didn't do a wellness check on you.
I actually have had some YouTube comments of like, hey, you still alive?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
we're still here. Just, like I said, we're just now kind of starting to seeing those crops coming up, starting to plant a line, starting to think trapping again.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to roll her eyes. I know it's coming.
It's the time where he's like, we should go on a walk. And it's not really a walk.
It's a walk,
It
but
is
I'm
not
observing.
you're in the ditch and you're away from us. It's not a walk.
It's still a walk.
It's not a walk.
We just got to walk to new territory I've never been to because I can't afford to drive there to check things out. So we got to walk it.
On that note,
Good
good night, kids.
All right. Night, honey.
Mm-hmm. Make sure he behaves.
Oh, yeah.
Don't show any more body parts you should be showing.
It's part of it.
You gonna stay in here with him or come out?
Probably not. She hates me.
Are you one in? She loves you. Dixie. Nope. There you go.
No. I don't want that one.
Alright, you are still up, aren't you?
I see. I've heard of Hoofbeats of a Woofer. I'd like to read that sometime. I know a fair amount of Slim too. Life sticker. Thanks. Thanks, Brad. I appreciate that. That's awesome, Dale. That's awesome. You know, and that's something, you know, going to these conventions and stuff, guys, you can meet some amazing top-notch trappers. And I've had the privilege to talk and learn from many of them. You know, currently, when it comes to coyotes, I look at like Ed Snyder. He catches a lot of coyotes and he knows a lot of stuff about it. If I were to go really locally, Bruce Rhodes, close to me, probably one of the best demos I've ever seen, was just at a small event here last year. You know, when you go to a demo, a lot of people learn sets and stuff. But like for this instance, Bruce Rhodes, he went into how a coyote thinks and how he would approach something. And that's a demo that I'd never been to and it was huge. I really need to start carrying a pen and some paper with me and start writing stuff down or recording the whole thing. Because it's amazing. Some of these guys, just that, you know, you may look at something this way and you think you got to figure it out, but they come in from this way and they can teach you so much more. As I saw Brad saying in here, you know, he's still learning. Brad's one of the top trappers that I know. And if he says he's still learning, every single one of us is still learning. I guarantee you Dale will say he doesn't know it all. He's still learning too. And he's one of the top people that I know as well. It's just nobody knows everything. Things change so much and they evolve. And your situations will be different. And you just figure out a way to make it work. And it's so cool when you have that set that you look at and go, I've never seen anything like that, and it produces. It's pretty cool. I will be the first person to verify that, Brad. You know, I went to literally one of the first conventions I went to. I knew nobody, absolutely nobody, and nobody there knew me by any means. Went to the convention. I met John Lentz at my hotel room. John is what I would consider a pretty decent, really, really decent Iowa coyote trapper. He messes with coyotes and catches 50 a year, give or take. Just has fun for a couple weeks and then calls it quits, which I feel is pretty impressive. I met him at my hotel, started talking to him a little bit. You know, once trapper and trapper get together and start talking, it's insane. But talked to him for a while. And then we separated, went back to my hotel room. He called me up the Friday night of the Iowa Trapper Convention and said, hey, come back to the campgrounds. Because I was in my hotel room. I'm like, why? And I went over there and I was with Wayne. I can never pronounce his last name. He goes by Forfur on Iowa Trapper Talk. Probably one of the best coon trappers I've ever had the privilege to actually talk to in person. And there's like 6 or 7 other guys that are huge coon trappers. And at this point, I'd caught like 150 raccoon in my life. So I'm just sitting there just like soaking everything in, just blown away by this. Even last year at the NTA, Like Brad said, we're sitting over there. I think it was the box of my truck. There's 7 or 8 of us over there talking. And when Bruce would talk or when Brad would talk, conversation stopped. You just listened. Because they're going to teach you so many things about stuff you didn't realize. Kind of like Brad, when we talked about the oils of the beaver, like that's something I never knew about. That blew me away. Kansas Outdoorsman, how we doing? Dan, I actually had a privilege to meet him last year. I was actually in his hotel room. He did a podcast on his. I can't think of the name of his podcast now. He's got a name to it, but he interviewed me for his podcast. That was pretty cool. Pretty neat. That's interesting, Trev. That's really interesting. I've heard the same thing. Some people swear you can touch any trap and it's not going to matter. Human scent doesn't matter. And then other people say you have to be as scent free as possible. And for me, I'm honestly going to say that depends on where you're at in the country. For me, I'm in huge farm country. We have literally fences over 40 acres. So that coyote's used to seeing steel and metal and farm equipment. We're always in the fields, either spraying or planting or harvesting. I'm not a huge coyote trapper by any means, but if I had to guess, I'd say in our area that human scent isn't as important probably as say your western coyotes. You're really right, Dale. When that building closes, that's when there may be a few adult beverages involved, but there's so much knowledge out there. It's just insane. Yeah, flintlock, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you have confidence in it, if you're 100% worried about scent and you don't leave any scent there, I would say probably no matter what, you're going to leave some scent. But as long as you have confidence in it and it produces, do it. Stick with it. Don't change it because anybody told you to. Hey, Brad, you have a good night, buddy. Hopefully I'll be seeing you soon. That's what we got to understand here, guys. Stick with something that works for you. You can learn everything you want to. You could copy another trapper every single detail to the T, but it might not work in your area or it might be slightly different. Figure out what works for you and stick with it. I look at that like with traps, okay? I know Dale likes the number 11 long spring. Works great. But there's so many people. Look at that. Like he sticks with it because he has confidence in the 11. But as soon as a new trap comes out, everybody thinks they have to have the newest and best trap. No, that's not the case at all. Figure out what works for you. Put 90% of your time and investment in that. You can take 10% to experiment with something new, try something different, because we need to. That's how we learn and expand, by trying something new, try something different. Change things up a bit, create something different. But if something works for you, stick with that for the most part. Exactly, Dale. Exactly. Ottercat, I would agree in most situations for sure. Hey, Trev. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Um, Thanks for contributing and really getting in here and talking. So I appreciate it, buddy. Good luck in Ed's place. Oh wow, Kansas. Dale might be able to weigh in on this probably a little better than I can. Uh, if you're only allowed to use DP and cage traps, depends how marshy it is. You know, if you're in ankle deep water the whole place, in my opinion, you're not gonna really catch many coon. The outskirts edges maybe, but uh, man, that's difficult. Um, I guess yeah, I need a better description of what you consider marshland. Because here I'm in cropland, and that's pretty much what I know. There you go. They all said, wait till after waterfowl season. You can use anything you want to. Really, Dan? That's interesting. Did you? I can't remember seeing a snare on your videos. I haven't seen them all though. But did you drown it by chance? I personally think it would flintlock, assuming you're not way out in the middle of nowhere. Ooh, Kansas. I wouldn't think there'd be many raccoon out in the middle of that. On the edges, the edge 50 yards, absolutely, but I wouldn't think you'd have much in the. Hopefully Dale can weigh back in again. He would know better than I would. I mean, the guy's trapped for, what do you say, 40 years? That's longer than I've been alive. Mike, how we doing, buddy? Welcome to the party. Wow, we're an hour and 45 into it already. Yeah, Mike, it's going to be hot here too. We're upper 90s. Tuesday's like 103 is what's predicted. That's too miserable. I work a negative 20, so I don't like this. Kansas, I would be looking towards a mink or a weasel if the heads are missing. That you'll probably find it will look like it's pretty much unaltered, like there's no way they're getting into the coop, but there'll be a hole somewhere. I mean, just super small that they're getting in. In that case, personally for me, I would bet a foothold like right in the entrance of that. That's how I've done it, but that's me. Hey, Shane. Oh, not a whole lot, buddy. Flintlock, that's a good idea to run early in the morning. I have noticed this, in my opinion. Dale might weigh in on this one as well, but my catch rate went way up when I started waiting till right before sunrise. And I used to start trapping at 2, and I had a decent catch rate, but I was catching fur or startling fur away from my traps after I was there. So now, sun up is, I want to say it's like 7 o'clock roughly during trapping season. So sun, you can see about 6:30. I'm not trapping until 5:45, 6. And my catch rate shot up drastically. But where you're at, I completely understand. Hey, Deer Slayer. Run a lot of game birds, yeah. I don't blame you, Shane. I don't blame you a bit, bud. Yeah, Ottercat, I don't blame you, buddy. Take care. Better start making those mink sets. Get some practice up. You're gonna need it, buddy. Thanks for stopping in, man. You take care of yourself. This poison ivy's driving me crazy. Blakely's, I to be honest with you, I would really struggle. To reach real numbers, really big numbers of fur, in my opinion, you have to stick to the roads. That's where your big numbers are taken. The guys like in Iowa that can catch 2,000 to 3,000 raccoons, they're not leaving the road ditches. Most of them are probably in the waters. I don't trap a lot of water, so I lose out on quite a bit. But the biggest trappers that I know of for raccoons are trapping every water system under a bridge. That's just how it is. Hey, thanks, Dale. Appreciate your input here. Have a good night, and hopefully the convention goes good for you tomorrow. That's crazy, Shane. Yeah, Kansas. Yeah, absolutely. And that's so when I'm off, when I take that 3 weeks off for our opening trapping, uh, part of that stipulation is, you know, I get my daughter ready in the mornings. That's one less thing my wife has to worry about. She has to wake up, get ready for work. My boy, he's self-sustaining. He's 15 now. He gets up and ready. But one less thing, if I get my daughter up, get her up, get Grace ready, get her hair done, earrings in, her outfit, whatever it is she has going on. So most of the time in November, I'm not actually trapping until they leave here about 6:30. So I'm leaving at set about right then. But on the weekends when they're sleeping in, yeah, I'm right. Like that first Sunday, I'm leaving the house half hour before I can see anything. But it's not 4 hours before I could see anything. So, Jesse, that's a good question. I'm pretty nervous because it sounds like I lost my Skinner this year. So I'll be doing everything myself, which makes things really tough for me. Uh, it's sad, but at the same time, it might work out in my advantage that my wife and kids will be gone from the 8th to the 18th of November. So I can trap all day and literally skin all night without having to come in and help take care of, get my daughter to bed, take care of the wife, that type of thing. Bill, we do not. You'd have to go north of us to hit that, buddy. I wish we did, though, man. I really wish we did. Deer Slayer, I'm not a real good mink trapper by any means. But what I'm going to lean heavily on are blind sets. Blind sets on along the bridge walls. You get that bridge where the concrete or pillars come down, and those mink hug tight to everything, Deer Slayer. I mean, literally tight. You want that. I've actually seen trappers. So if you have the bridge here, they'll put a trap right here, and they'll even take that loose jaw of a 1.5 and put it up the wall because they're pushing it that tight. So your pan is going to be like right here because that mink is hugging tight. He's vulnerable. Remember that. He can be prey for a lot of things. Oh, I'll bet you did, Shane. I'll bet you did. Eric, how we doing, buddy? That's crazy. 610 a night. Not that great. I promise you. Hold on, fellas. I'll be right back. No, Eric, I think I was paying my guy $2 coon. But he was also harvesting everything I needed off of it, so um can't remember what I ended up paying him, but I paid him a lot of money this year. Blake, please you take care, bud. I went down to South Texas Flintlock in high school hog hunting. That ended up kind of being a joke. Yeah, Eric, you'll have that from time to time, buddy. Spring beaver trapping, it might be my favorite thing of all time as far as trapping goes. Because with beaver, you never know the size of one. It's so cool. So much fun. Oh yeah, that skidding machine is everything. 100%. Matter of fact, I've got two of them right now, and I might be buying a third one with a different type of base plate to it. All right, Kansas. You have a good night, bud. And thanks for stopping in, man. Appreciate it. I should probably start winding it down here a little bit too. It's almost 11. But I just love talking trapping, guys. Throw something at me. Throw me an idea that you guys have. Throw me a plan that you guys might be wanting to do this year. I'm intrigued to hear what everybody's wanting to do. I've got a lot of traps to clean up yet. So much work to do in the shop. It's not even funny. I found a few 220s I still got to uncompress the springs on too. I always try to uncompress the springs because as they're compressed, it'll just weaken that steel. So I always try to open them at the end of season, but doesn't always work that way. That's awesome, Flintlock. That's awesome. You know, Dan, I've heard of a lot of people talking about those 330 floats. I can't probably use one here because we have to be fully submerged. But I think they would work well if you get the opportunity to use one. So I wish I could. Hi, Jason. How we doing, bud? Flintlock, I should have stopped at your place here when I drove not too far from you. Here about a month and a half, 2 months ago. Man, it's crazy how fast time goes. I mean, literally, guys, I'm going to be trapping in 4.5 months. And it sounds like a long time, but that happens so fast. It's crazy. I really start counting down. It's a time in August, late August, when we hit 100 days till trapping season. And then I start counting down. Oh, cool, Jason. Please fill us in on things if you don't mind. How to go today? What do you think of the demos? Was there a good crowd? People buying things? Are people excited to trap? If you don't mind, kind of fill us in. What do you think? Flintlock, I can't talk about it. For one of two reasons. One, it's very, I'm not going to say iffy, but a lot of things have to come together for it to happen. I don't want to get people's hopes up. And two, there's a chance that, how do I say it? If this individual's nice enough to take me on this trip that I want to go on, there's a chance too I'm not going to be able to film it because he's not exactly a YouTube type person. If that makes sense. It's so hard to explain, guys, but this trapping trip would be my number one bucket list that I've had ever since I started trapping hard. And if I can't film it, I completely respect him for it. But I'm not doing it for my channel. I'm doing it for me. So I'm going to do it if I get the chance to. That means that there might not be any footage of me the first, I don't know, week of trapping season. Depends how long I go over there. But it's something I've always wanted to do. And I might not be able to put on my channel. I might not be able to film anything, but my channel is not why I trap. I trap because I love to, and it's what I've wanted to do my entire trapping career. So, I won't pass it up if I do get this opportunity. So, oh, Eric, you saw Alan again? Oh yeah, he's got a lot of stuff there. I need to get with him too before convention, talk to him about a few things. What demo did you go to, Jason? Yeah, I was kind of worried about that, Jason. From what I was told, that there wasn't a lot of people there, but the people that were there were buying things and really involved with stuff. So, that's really all you can ask for as a vendor. But it's tough. Gas is through the roof. The markets are completely down. I'm glad to see there's still people there buying traps, buying equipment, and ready to go. That's awesome. Coyote Beaver. Who did those, if you don't mind me asking? Who did those demos? Flintlock, I wish I could tell you more. Just a question, but if I ever cut up all your muskrat stretchers for 220 stabilizers, what would you do if you ever cut a bunch and needed stretchers? Honestly, Flintlock, I board all mine. All my muskrats I put on boards. Oh, no problem, Jason. No problem at all, buddy. Not a big deal. Did you have a good time, though? Did you have fun? Because that's all that matters. Number 4, Dukes. Eric, you're chasing more beaver next year. I can tell that right now, buddy. That's awesome. I'm going to grab a beer real quick. Oh, Jason, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Eric, beaver are fun, my man. That, like I said a little bit ago, I think that might be one of my favorite things to trap now is beaver. Just because you never know. Dan, and that's my opinion. Muskrats, they look heavier, they look thicker, more full on boards and wire. That being said, I think that's the same thing with all fur, not just muskrats, but like a lot of your top guys, if they put up fur, they use wire because it's quicker, and it is by far. But I do everything on wood, everything on wood. And flintlock, this is my opinion, but I'll buy stretchers before I ever make them. For one reason, I can't ever find anything soft enough like the basswood that most of your stretchers are made out of. I've seen a lot of guys that make stuff out of plywood and OSB, and they work, they do, but you are trying to drive a pin in or hammer something in. That basswood is just whoop, so quick and so easy. It's hard to walk away from that. Exactly, Eric. Life, you're going to lose stuff. The amount of equipment I've lost over the last 15 years is just insane, but it's part of it. Yeah, like, nope, never mind. Can't say that because I'd kind of give away my trip if it works out. But if I go on this trip, let's just say it's not going to be after raccoons, and I don't know if I have the stretchers capable of putting up this many fur on site that I would, unless I buy some more stretchers. So, yeah, Dan, that's all I'm using too. Well, I'll tell you what, Flintlock, are you going to the NTA? Because that's not too far from you. I mean, you're in Illinois already. So you gotta go through Indiana, get to Ohio. What is that, 6 hours probably for you, give or take? 5 maybe? No, you don't, Dan. Flintlock, you need to reach out to me. I want to meet you. I really do. You've been on my channel a lot and give some good input and conversation, and hopefully I can get with you and meet you. But they will have, like I'm looking at Top Lot is probably where I'm going to go for most of my stretchers this year. They have a lot of good stuff. Eric, wood just makes everything look thicker and heavier. Next time I see it, bud, I will. This next year, I'll put one on metal, and I'll put. Obviously I put them all on boards anyway, but I'll show you the difference. It is night and day difference. It's crazy. It really is. If I was like a fur buyer and you look at a rat on wire versus wood, I would lean towards the one on wood way more. It's heavier, it's thicker, it's generally bigger because you can pin the line down versus, so on wire, I know NAFA they used to measure the square inches. They had something you laid on a computer, it measured the square inches, but you pin the tail down and then that side skirt rides up. Well, you're only as big as your highest point. So therefore, if you're flat across here, say you're an XL, but now all of a sudden that point rides up as it dries, now you're down to a large. It can make a difference. Dan, I will say you are not accurate on at least part of that. Did they, Jason? That's awesome. I figured they were down there, so that's pretty cool. But Eric, I'll have to. Actually, I still got a couple rats in the freezer. I might do it. I might make a video on that. Show the difference of what wire versus wood is on all species, because I do have some wire stretchers for pretty much all species. So I'm not sure how well it'll show up in the video. As some of you guys know, what happens in a video you can't see or feel firsthand, and that makes a huge difference. But yeah, Eric, on that regard, so my wife's going to kill me, but I'm going to use her notebook here. So on a wire raccoon stretcher, hold on, I'm mapping something out. This might actually look kind of inappropriate, really. On a wire, as your fur dries, it shrinks. And your anchor point is right here with your hooks. So as that fur dries, it brings the skirt up. Okay, so say right here is a 3XL line. Say that's a 3XL. That coon is now a 2XL coon. Even in today's market, that's $2 or $3. On a good year, that's $8 to $10. Right here is wood, and say I've pinned the skirt across as well as the tail. Say I pin the tail down. It can't shrink. It can't move up. So the same raccoon, that's a 2X here, is a 3X coon here. On a good year, on an average year, say that's $5 more. It's just how it is. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got on it. Sorry, that's kind of raw and tough to probably read, but Flintlock, I'll tell you what, a rat and coon, I can't even see that. Pretty much everything feels equally heavier on wood. I pretty much use mostly, I coon and rats are what I put up the most of, and a few coyotes, but they're so much heavier on wood. Yeah, Eric, I really hope it helps you, man. I don't know, it's kind of raw, but that just kind of sums it up. It just, as fur dries, it shrinks. That's what it does. And even, so like on my pin skirt, so say this bottom picture is, hold on, don't judge me. I get a lot of criticism for as much as I pin, but say this bottom is how I pin, someone pins the raccoon. Say they put 3 on each side of the tail. As this dries, the gap between pins will even move up probably 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so now if you send to an auction house, which the only one now is fur harvesters, they are measuring to that highest point. So if this line right here is exactly 32 inches, which is a 3XL coon, guess what? You just moved to a 2XL coon. That's why I'm putting 6 to 7 pins on each side. Or I will pull everything down just a little bit, so it's that 1/4 of an inch below. So that gap, when it does shrink, is still a 3XL coon, if that makes sense. I hope it does. It's kind of complicated to comprehend the way I explained it probably, but I hope it helps you. Oh yeah, Ruben, we're still here, at least for a little bit longer. It's 11 o'clock. I got to be working about 7 hours, but, well, I'll get up in about 5.5, but that's all right. But what I'm explaining there with the wood, That's the benefit of wood. For one, size, which in Iowa is huge with raccoon, fair with muskrats. Doesn't matter on coyotes because pretty much every coyote we catch is an XL, at least in my opinion. Yep. Dan, I pleat my tails. I do. But that's strictly for my own preference. I think it looks better. Basically, outside of probably my mild to moderate OCD, it doesn't matter. It's not going to get any more money. At least in my opinion. I love that pleated tail. It makes it look good to me. Everything's uniform. Just how I like it. All right, dear Slayer, you take care, buddy. Have a good night, and have a good day tomorrow. Have a good weekend. Oh yeah, Eric. Top Lot will have rat boards. You could get on F&T. They probably have rat boards. All of my rat boards that I have now, which I think I only got about 2 dozen of them, give or take. They all came from a guy actually in Pennsylvania many years ago. I was just out of high school when I ordered them, so. Thank you, Flintlock. You're right. Jones does have a good video. I've seen it, but that's actually one I don't own. But it makes things look fuller. So if you ever notice, like I said before, all right, we're going to use another page. So when that raccoon fur comes down, so this is kind of complicated to understand, but I will puncture the skin right here on the sides of the tail, and then I will push it over and pin it where the arrows are. Why do I do that? Because it makes this area of the fur, which is what they're after, it makes it look fuller. It makes it look denser. I'm not going to go overboard. That realistically, that's about 1/4 of an inch. I'm not grabbing 2 inches or an inch over here, and the leather is like lapped up, because then you're going to have rot and decay. You can't have it overlapping each other. But, grab it and pull it over a little bit. And I'll do that the whole way across. And it makes that back fur look thicker. It looks fuller. That's kind of what we're after. Ruben, and I'm not even saying that. For me, it's a pride thing. It really is. It makes it look better. It makes it look like you care about your fur. And a person that cares about their fur isn't going to be bringing them fur that slips, that's rotten, that has major flaws in it. And that's my opinion. And if you start bringing fur like that a buyer can trust, he will potentially start paying you more money. That's just my opinion, though. Exactly, Flintlock. And that's exactly. I pleat everything. From coyotes to coon to mink to otter. Obviously not muskrats because I'm not doing the tail. I sell the tail, though. Tomorrow's going to be rough. I can tell that right now. Alan? Okay. Well, a couple years in. All right, you're learning, buddy. Don't give up. If you're having issues, don't quit. Trust me. It took me probably 5 years of finishing fur till I feel comfortable enough with it. Where is the slippage at? Explain to me that. Please tell me where your slippage is at, because that will tell me a lot. I'm gonna have to write that down for a plan to do a video on wire versus wood for all species. That's a potential flintlock. That is. If it's too loose and the leather touches leather, there is a potential for slippage. There's also potential for slippage if it sat too long somewhere in a warm area, and you don't know it right away, but once it dries, you can pull a little bit. I have seen that more on the flanks. For me, because I open up that window and I brush all the fur out, and also I'll hit a spot where, I mean, it'll be, I don't know, half the size of a dime, all the fur just comes out. It happens. I mean, nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes and we're all learning. So I wouldn't let it get to you, Alan. But yeah, if you tell me where it happened, was it the front arms? Was it down by the tail, the feet? Did you use a skinning machine for one? Oh, flintlock, that's tough, my friend. Man, that's tough. I'll tell you what, Eric, I buy every 220 stretcher, sorry, every muskrat stretcher I can to make into 220 stabilizers. It's actually pretty cool. I've talked to Alan about it up at Funky's, and he's actually making longer version of my stabilizers just for 220s. He's actually producing them now. I'll promise you this, Alan, it will not be from too much pressure. So it's right above the tail. Is it on the sides of the tail, or is it in the middle? If it's in the middle, I would say that's because it's sat out too long. Thawed out, whether you skinned it, froze it, and then finished it later, so you thawed it, or it sat on the carcass too long. If it's just random spots like that. The fat shouldn't make a difference on it, though, Alan. Actually, less fat on it will make it freezer burn. And when it freezer burns, at least in my opinion, the fur does not slip with freezer burn. Freezer burn will actually hold the fur, but it'll shrink up real tight and you can't really flush it. But it's like freeze dried, basically. It can't really go bad. There you go, Eric. There you go. Yeah, flintlock. I'll use borax on my coyote front feet, especially the ones I'm working on getting tanned to have like the feet on hats, and around the ears, especially too. But other than that, I really don't use borax on any coon or any. I don't use it. I use it on bobcat, fox, and coyotes. Would be about the only thing I use borax on. So, Alan, I would ask too, are you pleating the tail? Are you moving fur in? You might be moving it too much, and that skin is overlapping, creating kind of like a wrinkle. That would be a bad thing to have. You do not want a wrinkle in fur when it's drying. Dan, in my opinion, if it's slipping around the ears, um, between, so you had it skinned and froze, and when you thawed it out to finish it, it sat too long. So when it's on the carcass, I don't have much issue skinning it. The belly will be the rough spot that goes bad first. But when an animal is skinned and then finished, it does seem like the ears to the eyes will go bad first. But that is my opinion. Ruben, you technically can, I think. But, there's really no need to. Borax, I would only use where skin touches skin, just like Flintlock says. Because I leave my coyote legs long. Well, when they're long, what do? They hang low, so they'll reach over the belly side. And when they go over the belly, right in here, they're touching the skin. So when they touch the skin, that will create decay. That will rot before it dries. But with coon, I'm lopping them off, very short. If you checked out some of my videos on fur handling, you'll see that it is very short. Eric, borax dries it out. Moisture is what creates rot. You do not have decay if there's no moisture. Hence why a finished fur, you can sit all summer, and as long as there's no beetles or bugs getting into it, you're fine. Hey, Jason, I got to work at 7 in the morning too, buddy. I get it. So have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping in. Hope you had a good time at the convention. That's pretty cool, bud. I'll tell you what, Alan. If you get a chance, my email, Iowa Trapper, the number 2 at Gmail. Email me with some of the pictures of your finished fur right when you put it up, and then send me a picture of like day 3 and day 5, and I'd almost guarantee you by the pictures I could tell you what to do differently to help you out. I don't think it's the stretching. You might be leaving a little too much fat on it, potentially, but I don't think that would be it. But either way, if you send me an email with some pictures, I'm more than happy to help you out, buddy. Can't believe trapping season's coming up, guys. It's pretty awesome. Those crops are coming up. Season's gonna be here before you know it. So, yeah, Alan, just let me know who you are. Like, say, hey, this is Alan Luck Outdoors. So that way, if you come up and say, hey, this is Mike, I don't know who that is. So, Mahler, yeah, it was a good night, buddy. We had a good topic. We talked a lot about trapping and plans and fur handling, and it's awesome. That exactly, Flintlock. That was the point of this. Get you pumped up, get you ready to go. Like I said, I took that scenic route on the way home from work tonight, seeing that crop rotation turning. Hey, this dish is going to be great this year because we got corn over here and we got timber over here. Wow, this 200 yards of big evergreens from timber to corn. That's going to be awesome. I'm pretty pumped for it. I'm pretty pumped. Tonight really got me going. Yeah, probably a little too early because I got a lot of stuff to do beforehand, but oh, Eric, you don't even want to see mine right now. I can make it through it, but it's pretty rough. I've already finished 2 of these, Mauler. So now we'll stick to pond water. Exactly, Ruben. Anywhere that leather touches leather will rot before it dries almost every time. That's why, like coon, like I said, I cut those legs short. The ears stay in with the cartilage, so the ears pulled in on the inside of the fur. You don't see it. But especially if I'm going to start this garment line, skinning all my coyotes and cats and fox full feet on, wherever those arms lay, right in here, where it's leather touching leather, will rot on you. Pretty much in any climate that you're drying it at. You know, if you're really warm, trying to dry it quick, it's going to create heat and rot there quicker. Even if you go, you know, say you went at 40 degrees and it's going to take a while for it to dry, it might take a while, but it's going to rot there too. So, just something I've picked up on. But coon, realistically, you don't need any borax. I'll tell you what, Flintlock, the coolest sound I have, and I hope to get on camera sometime, pulling up in that slight, it's light you can see, but it's kind of dark, and you hear that pum, 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 pum of a trap chain along the side of a culvert wall. That just gets my heart going. Just, we got one. Coon number 2 of the day. And then it's like, coon number 40 of the day. And then, oh, dang it, we got another coon today. But generally on opening 2 or 3 days, I'm ready to have empty traps. But that's just because I live in coon capital of the world. There are so many here, guys, it's not even funny. It literally every culvert, every lone tree, everything. There's so many of them. By the way, Mauler, this is good stuff. So, you know, pond water. And you come down to southern Iowa. I'll show you where it's at. Oh, that's cool, Chad. And see, those are the memories that you make. Those are the memories you make. Oh, no, Ruben, when I pull down there, that possum's curled up in a little ball. Looks like my short hair sleeping. And then as soon as I get close, it just goes. And then it stays like that. It never moves. Exactly, Flintlock. Literally, if I have a possum, most of the time it's actually made a ball of grass and covered itself. But hey, this year I'm looking forward to taking a few possum. I'm going to harvest a lot of possums this year. Now that I hopefully have a good market for it. So, but anyway, guys, 11:15. I got to be up in about 5.5 hours. So, this was a good live, guys. I like this. I like we can talk trapping, talk fur handling, pass ideas, strategies. I love that. And I'm so thankful for this channel that we have those guys that can get on here and ask new questions, not get crucified for it, be able to share whatever they want to help somebody, and share beginner, novice questions. That is what my channel is for. That is why it is here. Absolutely, Ruben. I want all the skunks I can. If I never caught a coon this year and caught 1,000 skunks, oh man, I'd retire. Hey, Chad, I get it, buddy. My only day off from Hy-Vee is Mondays, and I'm actually working for a tannery on Mondays starting this Monday. So 56-hour weeks for me from here until trapping season, except for convention weeks. So in our family holiday or family trip. So. I have not seen that, Dan. I'm going to have to check that out. So, anyway, guys, it's been fun. It's been an awesome night. Thank you all for stopping in. But this time I get to bed, I get some sleep, and I'm feeling pretty good anyway. So, excuse me. Looking forward to next year already, guys. So, y'all take care. Have a good night. Plan for next year, guys. Gas is gonna suck. You know, fur markets in the crapper. Just push forward, guys. Have fun. That's all we can ask for. Find a youth, find a kid, take them trapping. That's all we can do. If we don't start sharing stuff, we're in trouble. You know, we have to start sharing. That generation of it's a secret, don't share with anybody, don't tell anybody what we're doing, it's gone. If we stick to that, we're in big trouble. So, you guys have a good night, and we'll catch you hopefully next Friday. We're gonna be doing some trap prep this week, though. It's got me going pretty good here. I'm ready for trapping season. So, y'all take care, guys.